All right, y'all. Exciting, exciting. The walls are up, and now I'm going to start building the rafters. So I'm going to do a pretty much a simple sort of like A type rafter. Um, nothing across the bottom like a truss would be, because I don't want the chickens trying to roost really high up. We want to try to contain them to the nesting to the roosting bars. So there's a lot of math around setting up your rafters. I watched several videos and it just made my head hurt. So I did rafters in the old coop. Obviously, much smaller scale. This is a little bit of a bigger scale, but I'm gonna show you how I do it, and you guys can decide whether to do it or not that way. It doesn't require a lot of math. It just requires a lot of more like setup and just kind of visualizing it rather than getting it on paper mathematically. So. First thing I'm going to do is just get that first rafter template measured out and cut, and I'm going to use that to create all my other ones, and then get these up here and ready for that nice metal roof. So that's got to match the house, which is good. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find my center point here in the back of the coop. I've got 2x4x8 that I'm basically just going to find the point. So I want a 10-foot ceiling. There'll be a little bit of a drop when I cut out sort of that piece there at the end. I don't even know what you call it. But anyways, so I'm gonna basically just screw it to that 10-foot mark. I'm gonna draw my lines at the angle. I'm gonna draw my lines at the angles down here as well, and then I'm just gonna use that and cut it out for my first piece and use that as my template. So here we go. All right, y'all, all my rafters are now pre-cut using that template that I had. I've also pre-cut all of my brackets out of just simple plywood. So I just used what I had available. So it's kind of a combination of 3/4 inch and 1/4 inch plywood. So remember, the end rafters just need one bracket, not sandwiched in between the two. Because that plywood's going to go on the other side. And then I put together this little model. So I'm going to use this as basically a way to put those brackets, those prefabricated brackets, and assemble my rafters. So this is just a 10-foot 2x4, which is the exact width of the coop. I just put this in here. This is the actual height of the rafter, right? So that gives me my exact height, all nice and centered up. And then what I'm going to do is, very simply grab one of these brackets, lay it down, screws up and down the sides here, flip it over, do the other one if it needs to, and then I'll be done. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all fabricated here in the barn. I'm going to drag them over to the coop, and I'm going to start assembly, hopefully today. We'll see. This is taking a long time. These prefab rafters like this, a little bit more labor intensive, but I think they look really good. So that's it. All right, y'all, my rafters are built. So it's worked out pretty well. I'm going to get the end rafters up first. Then I'm going to snap a string from end to end and then line the rest of them up. Probably just use some braces to get up there first, so hope this works out. All right, y'all, so I've got my my front rafter and my back rafter up. I've got them leveled up, squared up, you know, whatever you want to call it. And I have a string running from one end to the other, just so I can now begin laying out my other rafters. So I'm putting these other rafters in. I'm kind of building my way back. So originally I was going to use plywood on the top and just have them all evenly centered to kind of firm them up, but I have so much leftover lumber from cutting down these rafters. I'm actually going to put braces in between each rafter just to kind of firm it up, and then I'm just going to use plain, instead of like purlins, which you could use, instead I'm just going to use these braces and then the metal roof on top, no plywood down first. So I think that'll be a sort of a really nice look. So I'm setting these up, making sure, like thinking first about where these seams are going to be in my metal roof, because I already have that, and then placing these rafters in the right spot. So I'm going to get to work. I'm doing it myself, right? So I have to be clever about it. So I'm bracing them up and just building my way back. And then, yeah, it's time for some siding and then the roof. All right, y'all. We got one up and 6 more to go. So I'm gonna get a move on. All right, y'all, one more step done. So the rafters are up. Super stoked. So now all that's left is, well, I shouldn't say all that's left. There's a lot that's left. You know, getting the siding on, which is what I'm going to probably start tomorrow. Got to get some paint on this. I'm hoping Heather will help out on that one. Throwing the metal roof up there, and then it's really onto the run. Well, there's a lot of extras inside that we've got to do. Trimming out. We're talking about hardwood floors now. This seating area. That's how this just keeps getting more and more complicated. But anyways, y'all wish me luck. And then onto that run. So I think things are looking really good. Let me show you the rafters real quick. All right, y'all. So I did use a little bit of what I had. I had some leftover plywood from our goat build, our goat enclosure build. So we tore that apart when we moved the goats over into the barn. So we are all trimmed up here. I was going to put plywood over the top here, but I had so much leftover lumber, I decided to just make these braces here right down the sides. If you can see my line here, man, this stuff lined up really, really well. So all these rafters are up. I'm going to put 2 more braces in the front here, on the back here, and then 2 more braces up here. Gosh, look at that Carolina sky. Again, just so I can attach the plywood as well, the actual siding. So that is what's next, but rafters are done. I am really excited. So we are really making a lot of progress. I have no idea when I'm stopping and starting these videos, and I'm doing this in a series now, but I will just tell you thanks for stopping by and watching this. If you guys have any questions on how I did this, I know I don't really go into a tremendous amount of detail, but a little bit. You know, feel free to message me or comment. I'd be happy to answer any other questions. And again, thank you so much for joining us in Building Wild Hearts Farm. We're building a lot out here right now. But we have a lot of other fun stuff coming. Once I can knock out this project, of course, we have so many more chickens. They're always a lot of fun. We've got some pigs coming. We've got some Highland cows. So, I mean, I'm a one-man show out here right now. There's so much to do. But I gotta say, I just thank God every day for putting me into a position where I can do this type of work and just build beautiful things out here on this beautiful piece of property. So, again, thank you all for watching, and yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, and tune in next time. Make sure you all subscribe. Thanks.